I was just thinking about something like if we enjoy like watching these made up scenarios in like movies and books and stuff like that, then why can't we enjoy making up scenarios in our life? And I think that's the injection of positivity that we need in our lives, like living these made up scenarios. So I was just walking down the street and I bumped into this guy, and I was like, "Bro, watch where you're going." And he was like, "Oh, sorry. I was just on my way to this publishing convention." And I was like, "Publishing convention? I haven't heard of any publishing conventions." And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's right at Brisbane Convention Center, and we're getting like all these aspiring authors into one place to share their work with all the major publishers." And I was like, "Oh, cool. So you're gonna share your work with these publishers?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm the event organizer, and I run the biggest publishing company that's gonna be showcased there." And I was like, "All right, let's go." And he was like, "Oh, so you're an author?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure, I'm an author. I got books that need to be published." And so we went, and fortunately, I got priority access to these staff members because I was with this guy in charge, and he was looking at my drafts, and he was like, "All right, how's next week sound?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "To get your books published. You think next week doesn't sound too far off to you?" And I was like, "No, that doesn't sound so far off at all. That sounds perfect." And he was like, "All right, just send me a copy of all your books, and we're gonna get it published next week." And so next week came, and I got a call from the publisher, and he was like, "Hey, did you get the money yet?" And I was like, "What money?" And he was like, "The money from the book sales." And I was like, "Oh yeah, the publish date was today. You got all my books published already, huh?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, this is like the biggest sale in history, like 15 books published all at once. This We made the biggest sale in history." And I was like, "Really?" the biggest sale in history. And the money's in my account right now. And he was like, oh yeah, it keeps going up because we keep getting sales. We got like, you got like 20 million copies sold. And in the first day, that's never been seen before. And so I checked my bank account and I saw that I had like over $100 million. And I was like, holy shit, how did this happen? I didn't even know that my book was selling like this until the publisher called me. And like all I had to do was send him a copy, and he literally took care of everything. And the deal is I only give him 1% of the profit for publishing the books, and I get to keep 99%. And now I'm this millionaire. Now I'm rich and famous. So I was curious, you know. So I got in my car and I went to the bookstore because I wanted to meet these fans in person, you know. And then when I got there, I saw that like the whole store was like, it was packed out. And I got in line, but someone came to me and she was like, what are you doing in line? We need you at the front. We got all these fans asking for your autograph. And I was like, no, not really. I don't want to cut in line. And but she was giving me these big puppy dog eyes. And I decided that I couldn't say no to her. So I went to the front of the line and everyone was asking for my autograph. And like these people I'd never seen before, they were shouting my name like I was their savior. And they were all like, Kenny, Kenny, how did you become so rich and famous? And I was like, just read it and you'll understand. This is pure quality work, an epic adventure. And they were like, yeah, for sure, we'll read every single one of them, and we'll leave 10-star reviews on your website, and we'll be telling all our friends, all family, to cop your books. And I was like, yeah, they ought to read these if they want to learn how to write these epic books that make millions. So that's the story of how I became a millionaire best-selling author. And hopefully y'all can get inspired by my story. You know, this is This is something that people really do for a career. They just write these books that engage audiences, gets them hooked, and gets them wanting more. You can really turn this into a career, and you can be your own boss and make your own money and not really rely on anyone else. And that's all I got for the video. Goodbye.